Yo, what is going on, Afternators? How you doing today? It's just Jesse. Hope you're having a good day. And today, yes, so we got the movie After Ever Happy. Now, if you guys don't know what the After series is, it's actually a series of romantic relationships, kind of like chaotic, action, adventure, unhealthy, toxic relationships based on the After series written by Anna Todd. It started on Wattpad, but then eventually grew into like books, which I do have the fourth book in me based on the fourth movie that we'll be talking about today. I don't know if you guys can see, I have the first three on Blu-ray. After we collided and after we fell, I'll put a picture on here on screen right now just to let you know that I do own these copies. I do own all four books right now, but the fourth movie literally just came out, so I don't have the Blu-ray. I am a review channel. If you don't know who I am, hello, hi, my name is Jess. My YouTube channel, it's just Jess. Here we do movie reviews, giving you the biggest and best reviews of the movies that are releasing at the time. I am a fan of the After series. I've been ever since I knew they were coming out in 2019. Anything with romance and relationships, I really love. If you know on this channel, if you don't, well, now you do. The way I'm reviewing this movie, the first half, I'm doing it if you don't know what like the After series is, which won't be that long because it is based on the book, and I literally just finished the book like 2 days in the morning when the movie came out. And I did that for every single other movie and book. When the first one came out in 2019, I finished the book literally that morning on Thursday, as well as After We Collided and After We Fell, because I would always want like to know exactly what the book happened, so when the movie comes I could be like, oh, it changed a little bit. So that's how I always did it. Literally prior to 1 or 2 months, literally before the movie would come out, I would read the book, and I do have it, and I am a fan. Before YouTube and streaming, I was going to school to become a relationship therapist, so I was going for my psychology degree. But ever since I started my senior year, I dropped out because I was like, bro, like I kind of want to do YouTube. This is my passion, and streaming on Facebook games. This is just where my life, my career is heading. So I just want you guys to know I am a fan. I am going to be critical, but yes, I am a dude. I still like girls. I had a relationship exactly like Harden and Tessa, so that's why I gravitate towards it. Like once I knew in 2019, I'm like, ooh, relationships. Even though back then I wasn't doing YouTube, I will link my After We Fell, which is the third book, below. That was last year when I first started doing YouTube, but before that, I was still going to school. So that's just my full transparency. I went to school, relationship therapist. I'm a dude. I like girls. Like I have a lot to say about this because I don't know. I just feel like I would give you a different perspective because I can relate to Harden. Now I know in my movie theater there was a lot of girls, which is fine. I mean, romance is two people. Even if you're LGBTQI, which we all accept here, like if you're that's great. But in this story, it's a guy and a girl, and I am a guy and I do like girls. So it's like it's two to tango in a relationship, and I do have a lot to say, and hopefully you can stick with me through it. So the first half we're gonna talk about it like normal, but then in the second half we'll get to the biggest change, especially towards the end. Like they literally changed it. I don't know if you know, if you go to their Instagram page, they're making the fifth movie. Now there is no fifth book. There is a fifth book, but it's a prequel. It's called Before. Hero Finis Teffins, I'm sorry if I'm not saying that name right. He said on Instagram they just wrapped up filming After Everything, which is a next generation sequel throughout this whole book series. Hero Finis Teffins plays as Hardin Scott. Josephine Langer plays as Tessa Young. It's basically, just to sum it up before we get into the gritty of the fourth movie and fourth book, it is a romantic adventure thriller, erotic relationship, toxic and unhealthy, but happy at times. Imagine like 50 Shades in college. Even I do have 50 Shades because I told you guys I was trying to be a romantic relationship therapist, and I do connect with Harden because I do believe me and him had like the similar relationships, because I was in a toxic relationship, so I can definitely shed on some light on this. Basically, the fourth movie, fourth book picks up right after We Fell, which is the third movie, third book in the series, where we found out that Harden is in the bar in London because he's in Trisha's wedding. He wants to find out like, oh, who is my real biological father? And it's Christian Bonds. And I was like, whoa, that was a big cliffhanger back then in the third movie, in the third book. But now we're in the fourth movie, fourth book, and this is beat for beat. Yes, they did change a lot of things, but they're like little things, and they make the story, I don't want to say better. I mean, you guys gotta realize this was written in 2014. It's 2022 now, and now we have new shows like Euphoria, Riverdale, Stranger Things. Like the writing department, even probably Anna Todd herself was thinking, yeah, we need to change a little bit of things, because bro, like especially the sheets, like the new bet that they did with the phone camera and the falling in love, I thought that was great for like next generation. Like we have smartphones, and when Molly did that, like I thought that was great. That was a great change, and I know people want to get it like towards the book, and trust me, it's Hollywood. Things are gonna change, and I just want you guys to know that. Like yeah, I was pissed too for a little thing, but it doesn't matter. He finds out about his father. It goes on his chaotic, self-destructive, oh, I'm not good enough for you, Tessa, which is the girl. He's like, I can't do this. I just found out my whole life is a lie, and it's like beat for beat. He stays in London for a little bit. He comes back. Like if you read the book, you kind of know what happens, except when you get towards the ending. Now, Hero Finis Teffins and Josephine Josephine Langford, like I said, I'm sorry if I'm not saying those names right. They play their roles to perfection, I believe. And let's just be honest, guys. Tessa, Josephine Lambert, I think she is perfect. Like, she's absolutely stunning. Like, as a dude, I'm very attracted to her. Like, wow. Like, Tessa is like, oh my gosh, dude, she's definitely sexy. She's like, I would wife her. I think she's perfect. You know, I was just like, whoa. That's why I'm saying, like, I can connect to Hardin. Not every romantic relationship has to be like, oh, glossed over. Like, oh, happy, like happy ever endings. Like, no, like there's gonna be some trials and tribulations. And that's why I feel really connected to it, because take all this drama. Like, yeah, soap opera, relationship with their parents. Like, they're young, they're in college. Like, you really think, I'm 27 right now. My next relationship, I don't think it's still gonna be all perfect. Like, it's still gonna be maybe toxic. I mean, hopefully not. But that's why I love this series so much, because it takes a real life relationship couple, but puts it into like the real world's perspective. Not just like, oh, it's gonna be all happy. No, like that's why there's 4 movies, 4 books, because bro, like, how are you gonna explain a relationship story in like one movie? Like, yes, you can, but with this, the reason why I feel like it makes it work is because just like Twilight, just like 50 Shades, it takes multiple iterations and multiple like books and establishments to establish these characters for us to grow and love, and for to see them change. Literally, when you start a relationship, when I started my relationship with that one girl that was a toxic, it wasn't like literally like a 1 day, 2 hour thing. No, that's why I feel like this works so well. If you don't like the other movies, if you don't like the other books, I don't think this will change your mind, because this is just more of the same, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just continues on their story. So if you guys don't want an erotic, unhealthy, toxic relationship thriller, I don't think this movie or these book series is right for you. I mean, basically, yeah, the movie's like a 1-for-beat book. I mean, Hero and Josephine have great chemistry. They've been doing this for a lot of years. It's already been 4 books. Like, yeah, in real life, they probably like connected on a whole deeper level. And that's why I feel like in the beginning, it was just like, oh, it was cute. It was like young love. Like, oh, this is fun. But now it's like real serious. It's like their relationship has been taken to like the adult world, but they still have the same problems as they did when they were in college. Like, Hardin's graduating. Yes, they're both in college, but they feel like they're more in an adult world. She tries to move to Seattle. They try to move to New York. And it's just like this constant push and pull. Like, how can I make this work? But Tessa, I feel like in this movie, in this book, if you guys don't know, she's constantly battling the stream to save Hardin or to save herself. And then ultimately comes down to it. Do they need more time? Are they right fit for each other? Maybe it's not the right timing right now. So it's this constant, like, are they going to make it or not? Because based on like the real world perspective of this movie series, like, yes, we want them to be together. I am a fan. I want them to be together, but I can see like the real life relationship stuff hammering them down. When I say I connect with Hardin, I used to be in a relationship with a beautiful girl. We're not together anymore. And anything that we did, we would drink, we would have great sex, we would make up, we would fight. That's why I can feel, that's how I can say this movie, this book series really works well, because yeah, dude, I'm a guy. I had some jealousy issues, especially like with the guy with Robert, like giving you your phone number. Like, bro, like I had that. Like, I would get jealous all the time. And yeah, like we would stay up late, we would have great sex, we would be happy sometimes, but and that was real life. It wasn't like, oh, happy every single day. No, like, and I know what you're gonna say, oh, why'd you stick around? Like, it's hard when your emotions are invested into somebody. It's really hard to pull away. That's why Tess and Hardin can't like seem to pull away in 4 movies, and we still have a next movie coming up. That's why I feel like with Hardin, I can see myself, because as a dude, I did have an alcohol problem. I did have a great like relationship, unhealthy sex, but even so, it can be relating to real life with the addiction, with his parents. And the 4th movie literally just picks up. Like, I know I might seem like weird talking to you if you've never read the book, but I'm just really passionate about this. Now, yes, let's be honest. There is gonna be some moments in the movie, especially the movie, where it's kind of cringe, and those big YouTubers are gonna be like, oh, this is cringe. Like, this is just another soap opera, blah, blah. But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with us as the fan base, like, behind this? Like, I get it, they want to bash on it, but maybe it's not their movie. Like I told you guys, I am a movie channel, but I do love romance just because of where I'm coming from. That's why I told you, full transparency. I'm a fan. I was a relationship therapist, well, trying to be, but now I'm a YouTuber and streamer. But I'm a dude, like, of course we had relationships. And you ladies out there, like, didn't you have like a toxic relationship at all? Like, I'm not gonna name her name, but let's just call her, so let's say me and Becky went out, we drank, and we would have like great sex. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I can see myself in this. And there is some moments in the movie where they changed, like in the beginning where Bonds is talking to Hardin. They're not in the car, they're at the party, which I love that change. That's a fine change. And yeah, we're not gonna get into the casting changes, because we know in the first 2 movies it was Shane Paul, but now it's like Chance, which Chance does bring a new different role to Landon. Like, he's more outgoing, even though Shane was more like, I don't want to say conservative, but he was more like chill. But I can see why that change kind of worked, but I still miss Shane. Like, I still miss like the first group, but it's whatever. Yeah, so he doesn't have the cast. I know in this movie, in this book, he has the cast for like what seems like forever. He doesn't, even though he still punches the wall. I'm sorry guys, we're gonna get to spoilers right now. We're going to go into the spoilers for the movie, for the book. If you don't care, then go back. But I cannot talk about this without mentioning spoilers, because I'm just so passionate about this. And so I'm sorry, we're gonna go into spoilers. in 3, 2, 1. So the first big spoiler is that Tessa's father dies, and it's like a crescendo. Like every scene you see, okay, it's Hardin, then her father dies, then he comes back home. But it's Landon that's like taking care of her. Wasn't it supposed to be Noah and then Zed there? Of course, with casting directions, they had to film back to back. They had to change a little bit, so that of course they couldn't. But that's one change that I'm sorry guys. That's one change that I saw. It was Landon. But that's cool. I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. Like that change worked for me because okay, like Noah's cool, but it's like bro, like if you're gonna take a cast and crew with a set amount of budget, then Landon would be a great option because he's gonna be in other scenes. And like, what's wrong with being more of a tight knit? Yeah, I get it. Die Hard book fans are gonna be like, bro, but this is Hollywood. Things change, and it's not like the fundamental story changed. Like he's just there instead of Noah. And I mean, the Hardin's still there. He's still there. So I'm like, okay, cool. One thing that I find really, I don't want to say really cringe, but one thing that I did find like a little bit off, and I don't know if you're gonna feel the same way. Now I'm not trying to say that it's cringe. Yeah, I get it. The big YouTubers are gonna make fun of it, but whatever, man. Like you guys probably never been in relationships. You guys probably never connected with these characters. Like I'm not trying to call you guys out, but at the same time, you guys are bashing this just so you can get clicks, just so you can get views. And yeah, a lot of people are gonna be like, bro, like who cares about this? Then why are you like coming here and like being negative? Like I'm just being honest because I see a lot of big YouTubers trying to bash on this. And like, bro, like if you ever been in a toxic relationship where your heart's on the line but you never want to give up, then come back to us. But don't just make this as a clickbait. Oh, they're just cringe so I can get views. Like, bro, like come on, dude. Like, why are you trying to hate on this? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, bro, like why are you gonna do that? But anyway, but as your man's, because I'm so your dude trying to review this movie, when he hit Landon, or when he supposedly hit Landon, he didn't hit him, by the way, when they're at like the escape, it just felt that was like the most weirdest cringe that I felt. Now I am trying to say this as much as respect and more love towards the movie and the books, but that scene did make me feel some type of way because he was just like this with his face, and I don't know, in the book didn't he go down and then go up and then walk away? But this also ties in, if you didn't read the source material, I don't know how this movie would work out, because I know in the first 3 movies some people were like, I don't know what's going on, but this just fleshes so much of the mentality and what they're thinking, because Tessa, after that scene, she's like I see that you're trying, and she literally says in the book like, wow, he actually didn't hit Landon, which a lot of people were like, even that breakout or that tantrum was bad, but in Tessa's eyes, which I do like, because she's like, wow, like he got mad and the heat of this moment he didn't hit him. Tessa's like, wow, like he is changing literally in front of her eyes. But a lot of people are like, bro, like that's still toxic, and yes, I get it, but you're not gonna change literally in weeks. Like it's gonna take months to fully change. And remember, we don't even know what happened to the prequels. Like Hardin's messed up and it took years for him to like be this way. It didn't just come up. So I don't know, that I mean, when he hit Landon, I was like, all right, that felt a little bit weird. Now we're gonna get into the sex scenes. The sex scenes are cool. They feel more adultish. I know in the beginning, in the first 2 movies, they're more like kiddish, but now they actually have an intimacy coordinator. If you don't believe me, just wait until the end credits. They do have an intimacy coordinator, and plus, like I told you, these 2, Hero and Josephine, have been playing these characters for a while now, like years. So they probably are more chemistry with each other. The music is top notch. Like, yeah, it's more not in the terms of like 50 Shades, because I did like 50 Shades as well, but I feel like this is more like younger audience, which is fine. I mean, we're not going for adults here. I mean, we kind of are. You have to get in like rated R, but I know most of the fan base that I saw on Twitter and Instagram are more younger. Hey, I'm so young too. I feel young. I smell. I look young, so it doesn't even matter. Now, the music accompanied with like the sex scenes, they're straight from the book. When they have sex in the car, that's great. When they have sex in the apartment, that's also great. Like, and the music is cool. You know, it's more like sexual. I mean, you kind of know when it's about to end because the music drops. And I was like, all right, this is cool. So it's not just like put in there. They're actually having sex for like a legitimate reason. That's why I feel like the story works so well, because it takes 4 movies, 4 books, way more time to iterate and flesh out these characters than just a 2-hour movie. All right, so we're gonna get to the biggest thing, and I'm sorry, I'm already going at 16 minutes, but I really like this series, and I just want you guys to know how I feel about it, coming from a dude's perspective. Now, before we talk about the ending, if I miss some things, just drop in the comments below what you want to talk about. I might make a part 2. I've never made a part 2 to a movie series, but guys, this is after. This is like love. This is relationships. Like, all right, so now we get to the ending of this book and this movie, which is like the biggest change from the movie towards the book. I mean, it's like I said before, it's a 1-to-1 beat. I mean, Hardin still writes his book about him and Tessa, and literally from the first kiss, because that's when he first started writing. And she does say, when have you been writing about us? Like, she finds it, I don't know, I mean, same thing. However, the biggest change is towards the end. Like, we know in the book it has passed 5 years, a year, 10 years, 2 years after that, and literally after she like read that script, it's like 2 years after they meet. And that's weird because it says 2 years after that. Like, it's just, I don't know, you know, like right here, 2 years after that, it's just doesn't matter. It's just weird because I feel like they took a long time to get back together, even though they're supposedly in love and they want to be together. And Hardin has definitely worked on his demons and his personal issues. He's going to therapy, he's boxing, he even wrote a book. And yes, in this book, he wrote a book called After, about them. And yes, in this book, they do end up being together. They do have kids, but it spans like years. authors. And this movie, he does have the book published and he has like the signing at New York, but it doesn't go further than that. But we all know they're making a 5th movie. So we know whatever the ending of this is too short. Like, as much as I like the movie, this book, the ending, I feel like it was rushed. Like, I get it. Some of you be like, I think it's perfect, but think about it. If they're making a next generation sequel with their kids, it might do half of that in the second half of the movie and the first half dealing with this. Because it just, like I told you, fleshes out more of the content than their relationship can show us. Because even if they were gonna finish this movie, tying it on the knot, I still feel like it would have been rushed. Because bro, like, yes, like I said before, these books were written back then. It's 2022 now. I would think the director, the writers, the scripts would want them to be changed. There's new shows now. Riverdale, Euphoria, Stranger Things. Like, they probably had an influence while they were filming this. He's at the signing. His book is released, best-selling author, people like it. Tessa, clearly in the book, yes, I know it shows that her and Robert are friends. They tried dating, but it doesn't work because in this book it says that you can't date someone when your heart belongs to somebody else. Now, when he's signing the book, he's like, yeah, you know what, let's do this. Tessa comes in and it's like raining, it's New York, it's like middle of it's not the nighttime, and she's there, but she's like all like, she's not herself. She has like a hat. She's trying to be in disguise. So that's cool. But it's a change because Hardin looks over and this pretty girl in a red dress and he's like, yeah, here we are. And then he goes down and he starts reading. Tessa, she just walks out and it just says to be continued. And I'm just like, what the hell? That pissed me off because I want them to see them together. However, that was my initial reaction. My initial reaction was, what the hell? I'm pissed. I want them to be together. Now, 2 days before I knew the movie was coming out in theaters in the United States, here Finis Teffens on Instagram said that they're making a 5th movie called After Everything. My hope, my speculation is that they rectify that relationship in the first half of the movie, and then maybe towards the second half of the movie they have the kids and then maybe brings in the new generation. That is just my thinking, but there's a lot of theories going on with Instagram, with Twitter, and this is my thing. I get it that Robert and Tessa are just friends and the book made it just, I get it that they're friends, but people are not going to read the books when they see this movie. They're going to think that that's some guy she's trying to date. And yeah, I get it. To us who read the books, yeah, he's just some guy that she tried dating, but it doesn't work because she clearly wants Hardin. But you gotta remember, Hardin in the movie looks at the laptop. He knows that she's seeing Robert. Not like that, but I'm saying even as friends, because he literally was on his laptop and she's posting on their social media in the movie that she's hanging out with Robert. Now, if you guys don't know, I feel like at that moment, maybe Tessa got a little jealous or just like the heat of the moment she ran out. She's like, I can't believe he's moving on, like blah, blah, blah. And you're right. Maybe that girl could be just a fill-in because Tessa clearly says, I don't want people knowing about my life. Like, you never let me read your book. And now the whole world gets to see it. So maybe she could be a little bit butthurt. But it's like, bro, like, it also feels like if Hardin, as a guy, if I see my Tessa even hanging out with another dude, knowing that he liked her, because remember in the third movie, he gave her his phone number. And remember when Hardin said after we filmed the third book, he says, they want to be your freaking friends, Tessa. Obviously, as a dude, like, I'm going to feel some type of way. What's that law of natural selection where it presupposes you when you see someone else with the opposite sex having people around them, it's more likely that you're interested in them because other people want them. So to you, it's like a prize. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you're going after a guy or a girl and you know that there's other people, like, competition, it's like, ooh, like, what does that person have? It makes some thrilling mystery because I'm sorry, but I'm not saying in the real world or in books, but it just makes it, I know in the pickup game it's huge. Like, when someone's around like the opposite sex and they have more choices, it's just like, whoa, like that person has more options. Like, you gotta get with them fast. And I don't want to say it's like natural selection. I don't know what the word is and I'm trying to Google it right now as I talk to you guys, but I just can't figure it out. I mean, maybe I could, but it's not like that. So I don't know, maybe Tessa just jumped because she's just like, I can't believe like he could be dating her. And I get it, she could just be a fill-in because Tessa doesn't want to know her real identity. But my point is, Hardin felt some type of way when he saw pictures of Robert and Tessa. He's like, damn, like jealousy, maybe a little like, I want her, other people want her too. So why can't Tessa feel that way? Why can't Tessa feel the same way Hardin felt? As a dude, I would want my girl to be kind of jealous, kind of like, damn, like, is he dating somebody else? Like, and I'm not trying to say that's toxic, but wouldn't you, I would want my partner, like, if I'm Hardin and Tessa saw me, and I'm not gonna be like always single forever. Like, Hardin's a catch. Hardin's good looking. He's successful towards the end of the movie. He got his demons resolved mostly. I mean, we haven't seen the 5th book, but like, other girls are gonna want him too. And why can't the movie show us that? Like, yes, I get it in the book, it did not, but I'm so glad that they're making a 5th movie because now we can just flesh out so many character dynamics and more depths to these characters that we couldn't do previously because we were just hindered on the 4th book. But now they actually have an hour and 30 minutes or 2 hours for them to rectify any changes they want and to expand understand the ending and even explain it to us what's going on, because the writers, Anatol, everyone in the script world, in the movie world, they're probably trying to change it for the better, but they're probably gonna flesh it out, which is great. Because if Tessa looks at Hardin and she saw that girl, she's like, damn, like, is he moving on? Some curiosity right there. Is he moving on? Is he not? She's thinking about him. That means her attraction is gonna get the best of her. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm coming at this with a relationship therapist. I'm just letting you guys know that it's good. At first I was pissed because the movie ended, but we all know it doesn't matter what happens, because they are supposed to get back together. They are supposed to have kids, Audrey and Emery. So even if the next movie rectifies the situation, maybe she sees them at the coffee shop in the 5th movie. Maybe she sees them, they're talking, and she's like, damn, like, because she's the one who needed space, right? She's the one who needed space. She was the one that said, hey, like, I need distance. I'm moving to New York. Like, okay, like, you really think Hardin being successful, being a catch, he's going to the gym, like, don't you think he's gonna attract not just him going out there, but don't you think some girl's gonna be like, damn, like, I kind of want to know about you, like, is other girls are gonna want him too? And for Tessa's not the only girl that Hardin, like, is attracted to. Basically, there's other girls that are gonna be attracted to Hardin. And what I was trying to say is that, yeah, that's great. Tessa should feel some type of way because Hardin felt some type of way. If I was in the same boat as Hardin, same thing, same problem, same situation, and I saw Robert with my new demons with therapy, I would still feel some type of way. But like, damn, like, I miss my girl Tessa. I would feel some type of way. So that's what I'm saying. I feel that it's good that Tessa saw him. Potential interest. I'm not saying she's an interest, and I get it. The book made it seem that they're gonna get back together. I get it, but like I said, with all these changes, it wouldn't surprise me that Tessa feels some type of way, and that's what I want her to feel, because it's like, bro, like, dude, Hardin wants you, and you like Hardin, but you're still, why can you hang out with Robert as friends and Hardin can't? You know what I mean? Like, she's definitely gonna feel some type of way, and that's why I want to let you guys know that I like that she's feeling some type of way, because she's thinking about it. She's curious about him. He's constantly on her mind. Is he making out with her? Are they in a relationship? How much does he like her? You see all this, what I'm trying to say? She's currently thinking about it. That means she's still thinking about him more. And when you think about someone, your attraction grows. So now she's gonna be like, damn, a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of thinking. It's like, bro, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I like that she saw him like that. And yes, we don't know what's gonna happen, and it pissed me off. But at the end of the day, guys, we know they're gonna get back together. We know, and I want them to get back together. Like yeah, the new girl's hot. She's cute, but so like I said, after watching it the second time, I do feel great about the future about this, because we know the 5th movie, guys, 5th movie, after everything. And remember, in the last pages, he says, after everything, we got new kids right here. You know, really, Dad, Emerald, if you want, look at this. This is literally the last page. After everything, we made it. Whatever the hell our souls are made of, they're all the same. So we have another movie. And dude, they probably want to flesh out these characters, and honestly, I cannot wait. I probably definitely missed, and I'm sorry, this movie review, book review is rambled. It's probably taking way too long than I wanted to. I don't know if you're still watching. If you are, I appreciate you so much. If you want, I can make definitely a part 2. If you like the movie, if you have any comments, questions, just let me know. I am very passionate about this just because of what I just told you. If you do want me to make a part 2, I will gladly do it. I don't care what other movies coming out. I will definitely more talk about this with you folks if you want. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna give this movie a A-. The reason why is because it is a 1-for-1 beat, and like so much as I like it, some of the moments are cringe, especially with like him trying to hit Landon. But the ending really throws you off for a loop, because people in my movie theater were like, what's going on? But I don't think they know that the 5th movie's coming out. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you so much. If you made it this far, thank you very much. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you stay up to date with the movie reviews. And with that, take care.